Look, I just have 4 brief questions for the Ministers. The first one is just for those at-risk groups who will be vaccinated hopefully in the coming weeks and months ahead. If there is a requirement for those people, I suppose, to be vaccinated at home or in a safer environment, will there be a provision there for those people rather than travelling to a vaccination centre or to a local GP? The second question is in relation to Professor Ferguson's review that's currently underway in regards to rapid antigen testing. I know Deputy Cahill raised it there previously. Could I just get maybe a comment from the Minister as to where that report is and I suppose when we're likely to see a review of that decision about rapid antigen testing? The third question is just in relation to NIAC, and I understand that they're continuing to keep the priority list for vaccination under constant review, and could I just ask if there has been any movement in the case of carers on that list, or when again we were likely to hear that if there is any movement? And the fourth question is just in relation to prison officers. Again, from earlier deputies' representations, they made the case for members of An Garda Síochána. I'd just like to ask, could the prison officers, who are obviously in close proximity to people every day, would be also considered if there was any review? Thank you.
Cohort 4 will be done both in hospitals and in GP clinics, and if there is a case where people can't do either of those trips, essentially they're housebound, arrangements will be made accordingly. Rapid testing, the report is being finalised at the moment. NIAC prioritisation is ongoing and considering all of the groups who have been referenced here today and many others as well. Community halls, I believe, can be considered. It was deemed not to be the way to go in the initial rollout with more complex cases and more vulnerable people, but I think that's a decision that we should keep under review. And with regard to non-essential retail, thank you for that, and there must be enforcement for the very reasons the Deputy laid out.
Thanks, Minister.